Hello everyone, welcome to ICT lab number 3. So today we are going to analyze the output characteristics of a PMOS device. So the aim of this experiment is to simulate the output characteristics of a PMOS device by changing the following parameters related with technology using the SPICE simulation tool. So the first parameter will be TOX, the second parameter is channel length, and the third parameter which we will be changing is the substrate doping. In our case, since we are using a PMOS device, the substrate will be of a N-type material. Hence, the substrate doping is ND. Now, let us begin. So, in SPICE, we will be using LT SPICE for our simulation today, and we will be writing something called as SPICE netlist, right? So for writing the SPICE netlist, we have to draw this diagram on a piece of paper or in your digital pad, and then you have to assign various nodes. So let us begin. So this is my N channel, this is my P channel enhancement type MOSFET. Okay, so here is this is my gate terminal, this is the drain terminal, the source terminal, and the body or the bulk terminal is connected over here. The arrow indicating out indicates that this is the symbol of a PMOS device. Now, the very first thing, this circuit is powered by Vs of 3.3 volt. So that means supply voltage of 3.3 volt is applied to the source terminal. Now, since we are talking about integrated circuit, for an integrated circuit, the body or the bulk terminal of a PMOS is always connected to the highest potential. Now, in this case, that highest potential is VDD, or VS value. This is 3.3 volt. Fine. So that's why the body or the bulk terminal is tied to your highest potential, that is 3.3 volt in this case. Now, let us start, understanding how to create a netlist from this diagram. Fine. So let us also understand the various model parameters associated with this PMOS device. So the very first model parameter will be W, which is our channel width, and we have to consider its value as around 200 nanometer. Channel length L, which is by default value, we are considering it to be 20 nanometer. Then U0, which is the surface mobility given by mu, is unit is centimeter square per volt second, and it's around 400 centimeter square per volt second value by default value. Then we have the lambda, which is the channel length modulation coefficient. Its unit is 1 upon volt, and its value we are taking it as 0.04. Next we have N substrate, denoted as N sub. Its substrate doping, it is called as substrate doping density. Now, since we are considering a PMOS device, the substrate will be made up of N-type silicon. So hence we have written over here ND, denoted it by ND, and its unit is per centimeter cube. Last but not the least, we have TOX, which is the gate oxide thickness, and its value we are considering initially to be 6 nanometer. So these are the various model parameters for the given PMOS device, which we are going to consider. Fine. So let us see the requirements of this netlist first, and then we will write a netlist in LT SPICE for this circuit. Now, for the SPICE netlist, we have to vary the value of VG from 0.8 to 1.8 volt in steps of 0.5. That means there will be three values of VG: 0.8 volts, 0.8 plus 0.5, that is around 1.3 volt, and 1.8 volt. Then next we have to vary the value of VD as from 0 to 3.3 volt in the steps of 0.1 volt, and we have to write the pin connection for the MOSFET. So MOSFET is written as the first letters would be M, and then followed by, you can write anything, even your own name you can write. Then comes the node number for the drain, gate, source, and body, and then the device name, whichever device name you are giving. Fine. So that's how we have to start now. Okay, let's continue and let's start writing our SPICE netlist. So I'll keep this diagram as it is over here, and I'll open up the LT SPICE window. So this is our LT SPICE workspace. I have created, I'll go on to new. So you can go to file and create a new schematic. So already this is the new schematic. And now we have to write the spice netlist for the diagram shown on the left hand side, that is in the OneNote application. Fine. So let us begin. So first of all, in order to write that, we have to click on, right click and click on draft, and then click on the spice directive. Our entire code will be written over here. Fine. So let us begin. So what we will do is we can write the code in a notepad and then copy our entire code in the schematic, because here the font size will be very, very small. So let me close this and let me open a schematic. Let me open a notepad. So what we have done is we have opened a notepad, a blank notepad, right? And we will be writing our spice code in here. Fine. So first of all, let us start with the supply voltages. So how do we write the supply voltages? The reserve word is V, and then we can write VG. Let's start from VG, right? So VG, you have, this is not marked as 0, but here we'll have a 0 node. Reference node is 0, ground node is 0. So let me see if I can add that. Okay, the ground node is marked as a reference node, so it is 0. So how do we write VG in a netlist? So this is our, we can write it as comment. This is the spice netlist. Okay, so what is the value of VG? So VG is connected between 2 and 0. It's connected between 2 and 0, and its value is a DC value, right? We are not fixing a value because we will be varying the value of VG, right? So this much information is okay. We have to leave the space while writing 2 and 0. That means your DC supply voltage VG is connected between 2 and 0, and it's a DC quantity. Okay, we'll go to next line, and next we'll write the value of VD. So here VD connected between the drain and the ground. So its node number is 1 and 0. So VD is connected between 1 and 0, and that value is also a DC quantity, and which we will be varying. Fine. The third voltage supply is your DC supply is your VS. Now see where VS is connected. Now over here, VS is connected between, let me just maximize it slightly. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So now it is done. So what we will do is, yeah, we'll continue. So VS over here is connected between node number 3 and 0. Fine. So we'll write VS is equal to 3 space 0. Its value is DC, but we have been given a value of 3.3. So we can write space 3.3 volt. Okay. Either you can write small VG, right? So you have the option to write small VG also, or you can write capital V, small g. Anything goes, right? But be consistent in that. So we have added the voltage source between the gate and the ground, between the drain and the ground, and between the source and the ground. And source and the ground, the value is fixed. We have given over here 3.3 volt. Fine. Next come MOSFET, right? So MOSFET, as we know, it's denoted by, let's go to this. So it's denoted by M, right? So you can write M1 underscore your name. Okay, M1 underscore your name. I'm writing my name over here. So this is the name of the MOSFET. And its node terminal, we have to write it in this form: drain, gate, source, body. Okay. So similarly, I'll write over here, drain terminal is connected to 1, gate terminal is connected to 2, source terminal is connected to 3, and the body or the substrate terminal is connected to 3. Okay, so this way I can write M1, that is the name of the device, PMOS device, and here we'll write 1, 2, 3, 3. That is the drain node, gate node, the source, and the body. Okay, and then we have to write a reserve word. I'm writing over here PMOS1. That is the reserve word. Fine. So this completes the circuit connection, right? So all the, as you can see, the source and the body terminal are tied together, automatically tied together, right? So this completes the spice netlist now for this circuit. Okay. So internally, whenever you run a schematic also, let's say, for example, this is the spice, right? So we can add the library components over here. Let me show you one example. Okay, let me open up the library, this thing. Yeah, so here we select PMOS 4, correct? So it is the same thing. When we make a schematic, internally this LT spice will generate the spice netlist. Fine. So yeah, so let me just delete this and let me again go back to the notepad so that we are ready to write a complete a netlist code. Fine. Now over here we have to add the model parameters now, right? So how will PMOS know which value of W and L it has to take? So next statement is about the dot model statement. So we will write dot model. Then your reserve name will come, that is PMOS1. Then then the name of the device will come, that is PMOS1. Then the reserve name PMOS will appear, and then inside this bracket we have to add all the model parameters, right? So let us start with W. So W is given as around 200 nanometer. So we'll write 200 nanometer. We can leave space or put comma. So it's better to leave space. Next, L is equal to 20 nanometer. So these are the by default values. Then the surface mobility, we have to write U0. So capital U0 is equal to 400. Okay. Then we have to write the value of lambda. So space lambda is equal to 0.04. Fine. And next space, we have to write N substrate. So we'll write NSUB. N substrate value is how much? 5 into 10 raised to 16. So we can write 5E16. 5E16. That is 5 into 10 raised to 16 only. And then we have to add the TOX value. So TOX value is, we can write capital or small. So TOX value is equal to 6 nanometer. Now make sure that every parameter is separated by one space. Okay, so that care you have to take. Okay, so we have added the dot model parameters, right? So next what we have to do is, let us go to the spice netlist and see, right? So we have to vary the value of VG from 0.8 to 1.8 volts in the step of 0.5 volts. Okay, so how do we write that statement? Dot DC. Okay, so I need to vary this value voltage, right? So I can write dot DC VG going from 0.8 volts to 1.8 volts in the step of 0.5. Okay, so that's how I will write this value. Okay, so that's how we write this statement, that is vary VG from 0.8 volts to 1.8 volts in the steps of 0.5 volts. Even if you don't write the unit over here, it's fine, or else we can add the unit also, 1.8 volts, 0.5 volts and all that. Now in the next step, we have to add vary VG from 0 to 3.3 volts in the steps of 0.1 volt. So how do we write? Dot DC VD, VD, it's going from 0 volt to 3.3 volt in the steps of 0.1 volt. Okay, so that's how we add these two statements, right? And now what we will do is, we have to add this spice netlist in a code. So here in the start, we can write your name and your roll number, right? And we can write ICT lab number 3, which is your PMOS output characteristics. And yeah, is the short form for this lab name. And then you can add your roll number and your name over here. Okay, so you can add your name and roll number. Fine. So this is the comment part, and this is the actual spice netlist. Now let us see what we have to do carefully next. I mean, in the observation table. So what we need to do is, we need to, for the case number 1, so we have to vary the technological parameters. So here we are varying the value of VG. Okay, so we are taking the value of VG as 1.3 volt, 1.8 volt, 1.3 volt, and 0.8 volts. And also we are varying the value of TOX. So TOX is considered as around 8 nanometer, 10 nanometer, 12 nanometer, and then we have taken a sample value of 6 nanometer. So this sample value just for demonstration. Okay, so this part of the column will not be there. We have to fill it for the 8 nanometer, 10 nanometer, and 12 nanometer only. Now we have to note down the value of current, right? Now current can be noted down. Now you know that in the output characteristics, x-axis is VDS, okay, and the variation in the y-axis is VGS. Fine. So hence we have to note down the value of the drain current in milliamperes at what value of VD? At VD equal to 1 volt. So that care you have to take, right? So if we have to do this, that if we have to plot the output characteristics, then these two statements will not, come separately. It will merge together. So how they will merge, I'll show it to you. Let me just cancel this out. So in the x-axis, we have to vary the value of VD, and in the y-axis, we have to vary the value of VG. So this will come in one statement only. Okay. So here the VD is varying from 0 to 3.3 in the steps of 0.1, and VD is varying from 0 to 3.3 in the steps of 0.1, and VG is varying from 0.8 to 1.8 in the steps of 0.5 volt. Okay. So this we have to add. This spice netlist will copy from here and will add in the notepad. I mean in the spice in the LT spice schematic, right? So this is just done to so that this font is bigger, or you can directly start writing in your LT spice also. So let me copy it from here, and here if you want to add a netlist, we right click, go to draft, go to spice directive, and here you control V. So this all the spice netlist has been added over here now, and we have to select the spice directive, right? And then we can increase the font point size to 2, and we can add the spice netlist over here. So here is my spice netlist. Okay. So the first 4 lines are the comments, and from here our spice netlist has come, which is representing this circuit over here. Fine. So this is your task number 1. So you can take some time and complete it for your own case. Make sure that you write your own roll number and your name. So after that, I'll wait for wait for some time. Till then, you can complete this part. So internally, when you make this circuit in LT Spice with the actual MOSFET, right, and the supply voltages, internally the Spice engine will be running this only, or automatically generating the spice netlist only. Okay, so let us begin with the first part over here. So first part is VG versus TOX, VG and TOX variation. So what we have to do over here is, let me just expand this out. Yeah. So what we have to do over here is, we have to vary the value of VG, which we are already doing, from 1.8 to 1.3 and 0.8 volts, right? And then note down the value of drain current at different values of TOX equal to 8, 10, and TOX equal to 20 nanoamperes. Right now, for the sample reading, we have taken TOX equal to 6 nanometer. And we have to note down the value of the drain current in milliamperes. That value of drain current is noted down at drain voltage of 1 volt. Fine. So let's first start plotting the output characteristics. So for plotting the output characteristics, we have to go to simulate, click on run. So automatically your x-axis is your VD, right? And then we have to right click on this, click on add trace, and from here you pick the quantity as drain current. And now I have named the transistor as M1 underscore the name. So we have to pick that value and click on OK. The moment you click on OK, you will directly get your output characteristics. Now let me maximize this part. So this is your output characteristics of a PMOS device. Okay, this is the drain current, and the output characteristics is coming in the correctly over here. Or else what you can do is, the x-axis over here is going from 0 to 3.3. What you can do is, since that also has to be negative, so we can for a PMOS device, the VD is varying from 0 to 3.3. Yeah, it's correct. So it's actually VSD with respect to the source, right? So it's fine, absolutely fine. So this is the characteristics which we got. Now we have to note down the current. So what we have to do is, over here, I will let you know. Now we have to note down the current for VG equal to 1.8, VG equal to 1.3, and VG equal to 0.8 volts. Okay. So what you can do is, you can take this cursor from here. You can select one curves, take this cursor. So this cursor is going into this point. So here you select exactly when VD value is around 1 volt. Now, as you can see, as you move the cursor, the values of VD x-axis horizontal is changing, as you can see. So here it is. This is the value of VD at which my value of the current, drain current, is minus 7.62 milliamperes. As you can see, this number. So here it is coming up, right? At this is the value at VG equal to 0.8 volts. So at VG equal to 0.8 volts, my value of the drain current at drain voltage is equal to 1 volt is minus 7.6359. Now it's exactly not, it's 1.0099. So if you want to select it exactly, we have to slightly rotate it here and there. Okay, so here you are getting 1.000 at VD value of 1.000. The value of current is around minus 7.635, right? So I will let you know how I'm getting so accurate value. So let me close this, and then for the next case, we can have to move this cursor. As you can see, this cross cursor is there. Okay, so if I move it around and I can place it near this curve at around 1 volt, I have to adjust it around 1 volt. At around 1 volt, my value of the current is coming. See the XY coordinate at the bottom of your screen. So X coordinate indicates the drain voltage and Y coordinate indicates the drain current. So at this value, at the value of VD equal to 1 volt, the value of the drain current is coming out to be 4.9 milliamperes. And we're getting an exact value over here, minus 4.88. I'll let you know how we got this value. And finally, for VG equal to 1.8 volt, we will adjust this voltage, adjust this cursor so that, yeah, at 1 volt, your value of your drain, current is minus 2.722 milliamperes, right? So this is one way of doing things. Now there is one more way which is more accurate than this. So let's go to the schematic and I will show it to you how to determine it more accurately. So what we will do is we'll again right click over here in this and we'll add one more statement. So that statement is about dot measure. Let me go over here and write that statement over here. So it will be dot measure. Now using this statement, it will directly estimate the value of the drain current at a particular value of the drain voltage. Okay. So we will write dot measure DC. Now we can give a dummy name of ID1 for the variable name. And then we have to find the drain current. Now, how is the drain current represented over here? Let me check the graph. So drain current is ID of M1 underscore the name, right? So that value we have to write ID. Let us see what is that value. ID, exact name, this name we have to write ID bracket M1 underscore the name. Your name will come over here. Find ID when, so find the value of ID when VD is equal to 1 volt. Now VD is written as this, VD equal to 1 volt. Okay, so we have to add this line in our netlist. What this line will do, I will let you know. First, let me add this line over here. So let's go to the next line by Control M and add this line. Dot measure DC ID1. Find drain current when ID is equal to VD is equal to 1 volt. And then we click on OK. Now, when we again simulate, we'll get the same graph. No change in that, right? No change in that. We'll get the same graph, obviously. But now, in order to note down these readings, right? At VG equal to 1.8 volt, at VG equal to 1.3 volt, and VG equal to 0.8 volt, the value of the drain current at drain voltage equal to 1 volt. What we can do is we have to go to view and we have to go to SPICE error log. Okay, so when we go to SPICE error log, you can maximize this part. So here it is. I hope it is visible. Yeah. So for step size, VG equal to 1.8, VG equal to 1.3, and VG equal to 0.8, it's directly giving you the value of ID over here. No need to adjust the cursor and note down the exact value. Here we can get the exact value over here. So step number 3 over here is 1.8. So that value will come over here first, because in the table we have, let me maximize the table. Yeah. So in this table we have first value as VG equal to 1.8. next value is Vg equal to 1.3, and next value is Vg equal to 0.8 volt, right? So what we have to do is how we will verify these values. So for Vg equal to 1.8, the value of the drain current is minus 0.0027, which is same as 2.71854, as you can see where I'm getting these numbers from. So this number will come in your table. Understanding? Next, at Vg equal to 1.3 volt, same. This is the value of the current. The current is negative, and its value is 4.8131 milliamperes. Next, at Vg equal to 0.8 volts, we are getting around the value of the drain current as 7.6359, okay, milliamperes. So that's how we can easily write these values with the help of dot measure statement, and we have to write it only once. Okay, so this way what you have to do is, I have taken the reading at Tox equal to 6 nanoamperes. Here it is. The Tox value is 6 nanoamperes. Rest all the parameters remaining the same. Now what we have to do is, you all have to, now this is the sample reading. Don't include these readings in your write-up. In the write-up, you have only 3 columns. At Tox equal to 8 nanoamperes, Tox equal to 10 nanoamperes, and Tox equal to 12 nanoamperes. So you have to accordingly adjust these values in the dot model statement, and we have to do the variation and note down the value of drain current. Very simple, right? So for each of this case, note down the values of drain current in milliamperes. So this will complete your case number A, which is the Vg and the Tox variation. Fine. So please complete it and enter the values directly in the write-up provided to you. Let us go to the next part in the meanwhile. So over here, what we are doing is, we are varying the channel length, okay, and along with the Vg variation. So we are, for case number 2, we are varying the value of the gate voltage and the channel length. And for this, we have to only change the Tox value to 10 nanoamperes. Rest all the parameters remains the same. So let's do that. So over here, I'll go to the spice netlist, and here I will, instead of 6, I'll write it as 10 nanoamperes, and rest all the parameters remains the same. Here we have to vary the value of L, channel length. So for channel length equal to 100 nanometer, we have to note down the value of the drain current at Vd equal to 1 volt. Then next case, channel length equal to 175 nanometer, note down the value of the drain current in milliamperes. Then we have next as channel length equal to 250 nanoamperes, note down the value of drain current at Vd equal to 1 volt. We have considered a sample value. So for us, this sample value, we are considering the length of the channel as 120 nanometer. So we have to note down the drain current in milliamperes for this sample case, right? So let us begin. The first reading is for Vg equal to 1.8 volt. Next is for Vg equal to 1.3 volt. And next is for Vg equal to 0.8 volt, fine? So let us start now. So here for this value, we have to make the value of L as 120 nanometer. So we'll go to the spice netlist, we'll right click over here and make this as 120 nanometer. Fine, rest all the values default, right? No change in anything. So we have to just go to simulate, click on run, and here it is. Note that for every case, you have to take the print screen of your output, and you please mention which case it is. Okay, so when you are adding in your write-up, please mention which case it is, at what particular value we are taking. So spice netlist, only once you have to take the print screen like this. So let's say this print screen you have to take. Note down that whenever you take the print screen, we have to, that date and the time should be captured. Okay, so also for the output, when you take the print screen, don't crop the image. As it is, you have to attach the print screen in your write-ups. Okay, so that the date and the time also gets recorded along with the performance of the lab. Fine. So let us go over here. Now we have changed the value of L as 120 nanometer, and we have kept the value of Tox as 10 nanometer. So yeah, let us start simulating. So we already got the output now, and now we have to note down the value of the drain current for different values of Vg. So we have the dot measure statement to do that. So go to view, click on spice error log, and here it is. Directly in one step, we are getting all the values, right? So now you note down the value of drain current at Vg equal to 0.8, which is around, 0.00068741, which is same as 0.6874 milliamperes. Okay. Now the value of the drain current at Vg equal to 1.3 is 0.042507 milliamperes. And the value of the VG at the value of the drain current at Vg equal to 1.8, how much it is? 0.687451 milliamperes. And for 1.8 it is 0.225347 milliamperes. So that's how easy it is to note down the values using the dot measure statement. No measurement of cursor required in the output characteristics. Directly the dot measure statement will give you the values. So you have to go to view, go to spice error log, and here are the values. Okay. Or you can attach this print screen also to support your answers. Fine. Whenever you do. So in this way, we have done it for L equal to 120 nanometer. So we have to do this. This reading is not to be considered in the write-up. So you have to only consider these three readings for L equal to 100 nanometer, for L equal to 175 nanometer, and for L equal to 250 nanometer. Fine. So this is the way we complete case number 2, wherein we have varied the value of the gate voltage and we have varied the value of the channel length. So note down this readings with the help of dot measure statement for each of these cases, and directly enter those values in your lab write-up. Now let's proceed to case number 3. So in the case number 3, we are keeping TOX as 10 nanometer, rest all parameters are same, and we are varying the value of VG and ND, which is the substrate doping. Fine, this is a PMOS device. So the substrate is made up of N-type material. Hence, substrate doping is ND variation. So here we have to vary the value of ND and note down the value of the drain current for different cases of VG at a constant. At VD equal to 1 volt, we have to note down the value of drain current. Okay. So we have to note down at ND equal to 3 into 10 raised to 16 per centimeter cube value. When ND is 5 into 10 raised to 16, 7 into 10 raised to 16, and for a sample case, we will consider 2 into 10 raised to 16 per centimeter cube and note down our value of the drain current, right? So let's begin. So here we have to keep all the parameters same. Only TOX we have to make it as around 10 nanometer, and by default value of L, which we have considered initially, we have to go back to that. Don't just keep this. It will lead to a wrong value. So by default value over here, initially we have to consider that. So W is 200, L is 20, U the mobility is 400, lambda is 0.04, and N substrate value we have to change. TOX value we have to consider it to be 10 nanoamperes, which is given in the case number 3. Fine. So we have to select for the sample reading, we have to select N substrate as 2 into 10 raised to 16. So we right click over here, we can change this to 2E16, which is same as 2 into 10 raised to 16. Okay. We click OK, rest or everything remains the same. Only the dot model parameters will change for changing the technological parameters which are getting affected. Now we'll go to simulate, click on run. Here is the graph which we get. Okay. So we have to take the print screen of this, full print screen of this waveform, output waveform, right? And also mention which case is this. Now we have to go to draft, we have to go to view and click on spice error log. Okay. So when you click on, let me just minimize this, go to view and click on spice error log. So when you click on spice error log, this will directly give us the value of the drain current at VD equal to 1 volt. Fine. So these are the values for step size VG equal to 1.8. We are getting drain current as 1.67456 milliamperes. For VG equal to 1.3 volt, we are getting 2.98689 milliamperes current. And for VG equal to 0.8 volt, we are getting the current as minus 4.64904 milliamperes. So those values you have to enter in the table, right? So I think this completes the task number 3. So you have to do it for different values of the substrate doping. Here the values are given: 3 into 10 raised to 16, 5 into 10 raised to 16 ND value, and 7 into 10 raised to 16. Don't enter the sample reading. Okay, this is just for the reference so that how you actually measure and note down the values. Correct? So you complete this case number 3, which is VG and ND variation. Okay. So all these things from the case number 1, that is TOX, channel length, and ND are all the technological parameters related to the given device, which is a PMOS device. So later on, you have to answer the post-lab question that by increasing the channel length, why does the current increases? By increasing the TOX value, why does the current increases or decreases? We have to comment on that, and we have to write a separate conclusion for all the 3 cases. Fine. So I think this is all for this lab number 3, ICT lab number 3, wherein we have evaluated the PMOS characteristics, and we have varied the different technological parameters, namely TOX, the substrate doping, and the channel length. And we have seen the variations in the form of the output characteristics. Fine. I think that is all for today's lab. Next time we will start with some other lab. Until then, have a good day and thank you.